Welcome to Creating the Force.
I'm going to go from this to something like this. I'm going to go... Oh, it's subtle. It's a little lighter.
Today we're creating a custom speeder that we think is way more realistic than the original.
I'm going to go from this to something like this. So I'm going to take you through the process. These have lost their windshield, but I have a novel idea of what to put in here in its stead. So you'll get to see that also. And stay tuned, yeah, I'll show you the process of doing that. Okay. I said okay, not so. Which videos I go, I say so when I first come in. Okay. It's not saying okay. I am going to see how thin this is going to be. I'm going to do this on a pretty broad. And so, oh wait, I didn't turn it on. Let's bring that up to speed. Always good to turn your compressor on. So, first coat of primer's gone on. These come off. These tips here can come off. You can pull those off so you can get the other side of it, the back side of it. So I'm going to take those off now. Last time I didn't really go in too much and paint and prime in here because I was going to be painting over. But yeah, I might touch in these screws, these silver screws, they gotta go, so I'll probably paint over those a little bit. But make sure you get everywhere else. The fingers of a satisfied day. Fun, fun, fun. These are gonna look so cool. Wait till you see my idea for here. It's not like I'm a genius or anything. I just saw it and went, oh, I think I'm gonna do that. So, I had these bubble gum. They were like, you know, you put the two things together, you put bubble gum in it. I was using these for something else 5 years ago and I have loads of them left over, so I cut them in half with my utility blade. Be careful. I went down this way instead of cutting back through, so it slipped off and got me. But basically when you put them on, you can see they create a pretty decent windshield. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll work on those. I'm gonna black out the bottom parts, I think, to make it look pretty realistic. So that will solve that problem. So seeing how I forgot to do this inside area here and here, I can do that real quick. Do the edges here a little bit more and do my windshields, my homemade windshields. So I'll quickly do that and get back to you all. I just started, I nearly forgot to record. I've just started putting the grey on, so I'm gonna go very light. I've got it pretty thin, you can see it atomizing there. It's going on and almost drying immediately, which is a safe bet. What I normally do with the grey is I'll go over and then I'll start adding more and more white each time. I might be a little, not thin enough, but I think I've got away with it. Again, a nice light dusting. First coat, it'll dry very, very quickly. And because I only have two, when you've got two, I don't have to be quite so concerned about drying time because I'm going to move over to the different parts. So boom, and then I'll go back to these. This will be easily dry now. So I've got this on a much lower setting now, so nowhere near as much paint will come out. I'm really just going in and adding some highlight moments to it. You can't really, it's subtle. It's a little lighter. I'm doing that mostly across the top. See, if it was going to be lighter anywhere, it would be in the top. So you'll see that a little bit more. Ooh, you'll see that a little bit more once it's subtle. I might do it again. You might be able to see it in the light here. Oh wait, I forgot. My glass, this one turned out amazing. It looked great, and so this is going to go right in here. Like that. How cool is that? So while you were gone, I decided to add, I should say good morning, it's early, 8:22, no TV on yet. I'm only doing a little bit popping out, but I decided to add some color to the top engine. These things pop up. It was very easy for me to mask around. I wanted to test a couple of colors that I'm interested in doing on the Mandalorians. This one I've already done. I wanted to see how this red looked. It's a bit too, to me, it's like, oh, it's not quite red enough. I mean, I knew it wasn't quite red enough, but I'm gonna add the wash over it, which will darken it up. And then I added it to here, which had already been washed. I really liked it. You can see it looks a little darker. I think it's because it has the wash underneath. But I liked the idea of maybe these units having different colors for different units. Whatever, my own imagination, right? So I'm gonna wash. I love doing that, creating that before I go in with my airbrush and detail brush to create some of the blaster marks and engine intake. So it's the radiator at the front. So yeah, we'll get to it. Stay tuned. I hope you're having an amazing day, creative day. I'm going to work on this for like an hour. I'm going to give myself an hour. I'm going to get some things done. So one of the things you can see here is instantly, obviously, it's grimy, it's dirty. The wash helps create that look. It's darkened up. You can see how it's got in the grill there. That looks very effective. This one here is done the same thing too, obviously. Where you don't get the Mod Podge in, where you don't get the glue in, sometimes it will, see it's rubbed off the paint there. When you add the water and rub it off on the edges, obviously it just takes the paint right off. So just be aware of that. If you're going to do some generalized washing, make sure you have absolutely Mod Podge. You can see it took a little bit off there effectively. I used a spray. And I found that to be the most consistent way. You can obviously use a brush and use the Mod Podge. This is like just the start of getting it to start weathering. The original one that I created, you can see here is a lighter tone, which means I was using a very light grey, and even with that wash on it. And I do like the lighter one. I might go in and add a little bit of highlighting, but I'm not sure. I mean, either way, they're starting to come together. But the lighter you go, for me, I think it just shows weathering. So I might have done too dark a grey on that, which is fine. But effectively, across the top here, you can see, in my mind, it's weathered. The sun's been hitting it, it fades the paint. I'm probably going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I have to be really careful because I've already sprayed that. So I think I'll go in and just dust some of these areas with a little bit of white. I'm really happy with that. So I've gone in, it's still drying. Just dusted it, let's see, so it's like it's faded. The paint faded slightly, which is great. I faded down the edges here, and then I went around where the windshield was, as if the light had been reflecting a little bit. So yeah, just highlighted across the top. You can see really the transition there. I mean, the lighting's a bit funny, but you can see the difference. And that's just, you know, A little bit of a watermark there, but that should be fine. Once I've dusted that off, I went with a lot of water so that it would not exactly go over this paint on the top. So that ran there, so that's a rookie mistake. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. And once I've re-washed it, that should be fine. Cup of tea. 2 chocolate hobnobs. If you don't know what a chocolate hobnob is, look it up. Order them from Amazon, go to Publix, get them. Working on the rusting part of the metal inside the speeders. I did the nets, finished those off, got them nice and detailed. I even changed the one that was on the original, made the netting brown. Band of Brothers, episode 3. And yeah, I'm gonna start working on some of the rusting battle damage in here. I'm going to use some black spray and just make it been a hit a couple of times or something like that. So nothing crazy. I don't think I'm gonna actually do any damage to these, but I think that's to come. I'm pretty sure that will be to come. I'll do a damaged one. That looks pretty cool when you do that, because damaged in a way. So yeah, we'll see. These are where I'm at with these 2 bad boys. Whoa, very, very cool. Very, very cool. So excited with that. My other one's over there. You see that over there? He's over there. I haven't finished with modding that one yet. So that's where I'm at here.
And now some shots of the final models. We think you'll agree these are way better than the original. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Finally, what custom makeover of a Star Wars model would you like David to do next?